A number of people suggested that I read Codename Verity as part of my historical fiction book gap challenge, and I did. So this is book gap challenge update number 2, I Am the Supplier. I don't know what it is that makes historical fiction not something that I would pick up first. I really haven't read any other historical fiction that I haven't liked, so when I saw a bunch of my Twitter friends talking about Codename Verity, and then got a comment from one of you guys echoing their sentiments, I figured that I ought to go ahead and pick it up. And since when I read this, school hadn't started yet, I actually finished it in 2 sittings. I read the Verity section one day, and then I read the Kitty Hawk section the next day. Briefly, because I want to talk about something else. Codename Verity is the story of 2 female friends during World War II. One is a pilot, the other, Verity, is a spy who's been captured by the Gestapo. It's a story about friendship, and about courage, and about how to hang on to those things in the face of the atrocities of war. There was really something about the voice that drew me in when I started the book. I was having this conversation with one of my friends via text message, and I was like 6 pages in, and I described the narrator's voice as one that had gumption. And as a reader, I appreciate female characters who have the huevos, shall we say, to go and get things done even if they're scared. And I will admit that there's a part of the story that made me very, very mad, but I won't say what it is because I don't want to spoil it for other people who plan on reading this fantastic book. Now, when I finished this, I had just finished filming the second illusion video, which is at the time of filming in post-production, so I kind of had illusions on the brain, and I couldn't help when I was reading to stop and make notes to myself. I don't know if you can see that, about some of the illusions that I caught, and I'm not going to go through all of them. Actually, I'm going to talk about one, but I wouldn't be a good teacher if I didn't model how to understand this much information and this many words and what it all means. So, as I mentioned before, Verity, the narrator of the story, or the first part of the story anyway, has been captured by the Gestapo. And she makes a deal with the captain in charge of her interrogation that she'll provide information in exchange for her life. Now, Verity is guarded by a woman, and this woman has to translate everything that Verity writes because the captain doesn't read in English. So from the text we get, she, who is the lady who was doing the translations, was anxious last night because she didn't think I coughed up enough facts to count as a proper little Judas yesterday. Really, really short phrase, lots of information in that one little sentence. So, here's the lots of words bit. Judas is one of Jesus' 12 apostles. He's the one who is known for betraying Jesus by setting up his arrest. He did this in exchange for money, but ended up committing suicide. So, by likening herself to Judas, Verity explains to readers that her actions betray herself and her country, and really it led me to predict that she might, through how she reacts to torture or by ticking someone off or whatever, arrange her own death. Now, you can agree with my prediction or disagree with my prediction, but you have to admit that that was this many words to explain her one use of an allusion to Judas in the Bible. And now I'm going to take off my teacher hat for a second, if that's even possible, and end the video. If you've got comments, thoughts on Codename Verity, about illusions, about books, about feature shelf, anything, leave it in the comments of wherever you are watching this video. I am the supplier, wishing you happy reading. Don't forget to be awesome.